Welcome to the Fit Factor podcast, where we discuss health and fitness for those who may have mistakenly thought that their best, healthiest days were behind them. That's about to change. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 26 of the Fit Factor podcast. As of this very moment, recording this podcast, it is July the 1st, 2023, and we're right on track. Episode 26, we're right on track for 52 episodes in the year 2023. Right on time on the halfway point of the year. So I'm excited about this episode. I'm excited about where we've come and where we're going. So we're halfway through the year. Unbelievable. So here we go. Let's rock and roll. Today I want to teach you guys a concept that it's referred to as inversion thinking. And we're going to apply this concept to the world of weight loss. You can apply this concept to anything. It's basically reverse engineering a goal, and inversion thinking would basically mean this. What would I need to do to fail at said goal? So we're thinking backwards here. The brain is phenomenal at finding problems and reasons things won't work. So rather than asking, what do I need to do to be successful at A, B, C, by saying, what would I need to do to fail at A, B, and C, you'd be amazed at what your brain will start finding the potential reasons why you could fail. It's unbelievable how our minds work. But so this inversion thinking, just as an example, let's say you're getting married and you'd say, what would I need to do to fail miserably at my marriage? And then just watch the things that start popping into your mind. The list would be a mile long of things that you could do that would cause you to fail in your marriage. Some of you might be listening to this and maybe you've had failed marriages and you can look back and go, yeah, there's definitely a list of things that I wish I had done differently. There's definitely a list of things that if I had it to do over again, I would do things differently. So we're going to apply this concept to the world of weight loss. And we're just going to ask ourselves some questions. What would I need to do to fail at my weight loss efforts? And I've broken this down into what I'm just referring to as the top 10 ways to fail at your weight loss. So we're going to go through this list, this top 10, and they're not in any specific guarantee like this is absolutely number 4 and this is absolutely number 7. But we're going to work our way up to what I do think are the most important ways that you can fail. And as we go through this list at the end, we're going to go back and we're going to flip it on its head. And we're going to turn all of these ways to fail into actions that you could take to ensure that you succeed. All right. So here we go. Let's start with number 10. Number 10 on our top 10 ways to fail at weight loss. Eat your carbs first thing in the morning. Now, why does it matter when I eat my carbs? Well, insulin. It's this magic hormone that our body, our pancreas releases when we eat carbs to lower our blood sugar. But it's also a fat storage hormone. When you have insulin in your bloodstream, it makes fat burning that much more difficult because insulin sends the signal to store fat. When you eat carbs and your body releases insulin, you're now telling your body to store fat. So one way to guarantee failure at a weight loss program or at a diet, if I can use that word very, very loosely, would be to eat your carbs in the morning. So number 10 on how to fail at a diet is to eat your carbs first thing in the morning. All right. Number 9, ignore sleep. Ignore the importance of sleep and don't prioritize sleep. Don't get a good amount of sleep every night. That's a great way to ensure failure at your diet. Why does that matter so much? primarily because sleep, when we don't get enough of it, the day after a poor night's sleep, our body has higher levels of what's called ghrelin. That's our hunger signal. That's the chemical that our body produces that says eat. When you don't get enough sleep, you have higher levels of ghrelin. What's the worst part about being on a diet or being on a calorie restricted nutrition plan? It's generally cravings and being hungry. If people weren't hungry, then losing weight would be easy, which is why so many people are doing the semaglutide thing. It totally kills your hunger. It also kills your metabolism, but that's a different podcast. You can go back and find that like in the first couple of months of my podcast. But why is semaglutide so popular? Because it crushes hunger. It makes weight loss so much easier. Well, getting sleep at night, proper amounts of sleep, crushes hunger as well. So number 9 on our ways to fail at weight loss would be to not prioritize getting a good night's sleep. 7 to 8 hours is primo. All right. Number 8 on how to fail at weight loss. Ruin 6 days of progress with a cheat day. I cannot tell you how many times people have asked me when inquiring about my nutrition plan and my coaching, do I get a cheat day? Let me explain to you. Let's put some mathematical terms to this. Let's just look at it very rationally and calculated. There are 3,500 calories in approximately 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. Okay. Let's say your goal is to lose 2 pounds a week, which is a pretty safe, relatively safe pace for most people that have a significant amount of weight to lose. 2 pounds a week is very safe. It's a healthy rate. For most people, that's less than 1% of their body weight, which is a safe realm. 1 to 1.5% of body weight loss per week is a safe pace. So if there's 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat and you're trying to lose 2 pounds, that means over a 7-day period, you need to be in a roughly 7,000 calorie deficit. 7 days in a week, that's 1,000 calorie deficit per day. Very doable, not terribly unhealthy, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose. Well, if you spend 6 days in 1,000 calorie deficit, you're in 6,000 calories of a deficit. Then on day 7, you decide to have a cheat day and you just eat whatever you want. And on that particular day, you go a couple of 1,000 calories into a surplus because you went out and ate all the things because this is my cheat day. Well, you've just taken a 6,000 calorie deficit. Now you've cut it down to around 4,000 calorie deficit. And your entire week has gone from almost losing 2 pounds to losing just barely over 1. Now, how many of you are going to stick with a diet for the long term if you're getting on the scale every week and you're losing about 1 pound a week? Most people I have dealt with and talked to and worked with get very frustrated with that pace of weight loss. Now, is that okay to be, frustrated with 1 pound of weight loss per week? Absolutely not. But most people mentally, they just think, oh my God, I'm doing everything right. I'm in a deficit 6 days a week. I'm only having 1 cheat day. And then I'm only losing 1 pound a week. And eventually that frustration builds to where they just throw up their hands and they just say, screw it. And they just give up because the rate of progress is not where they want it to be. And that cheat day is killing their progress. So what I would recommend if you're going to have a quote unquote cheat during your week is instead of having a cheat day, maybe have a cheat item or maybe 1 cheat meal, but an entire cheat day tends to crush people's progress and then they eventually give up. So number 8 is ruin 6 days of progress with a cheat day. Number 7, and this is a big one. This probably should be closer to the top of the list. In fact, I feel like moving it right now as I'm about to say it. But number 7 on how to fail at a diet, use exercise as your primary mechanism for weight loss. Using exercise as your primary mechanism for weight loss is basically a recipe for failure. I'm just going to tell you flat out. If you're not paying close attention and prioritizing your nutrition and you're just grinding at the gym, grinding on the treadmill and on the elliptical and on the stair climber, and you're running and you're cycling and you're spin classing and you're doing all these things, but you're not prioritizing your nutrition, you are going to fail, and you're going to fail miserably. So using exercise as the priority, as the driver behind your weight loss, is a great way to fail in weight loss. Don't do it. Number 6 is to expect 20, 30, 40 years of poor choices to be reversed in a couple of months. If I had a nickel for every time I worked with somebody that was 40, 50, 60 years old that needed to lose 50, 75, 100 pounds, that a couple months into it, they're just frustrated because they've only lost 15 pounds or they've only lost 20 pounds in 2 months. Meanwhile, they've spent the last few decades putting that weight on. So if you want to fail at a weight loss program, if you want to fail at a diet, just be impatient. Be impatient. Expect years and years and decades of poor choices to be fixed in a matter of weeks or months. That's a great way to fail, is that mindset of expecting things to happen quickly. All right. It took you a long time to put that weight on. Be patient. All right. Number 5 on best ways to fail. Number 5, spend time, hang around people that don't value their health. Spend your time in an environment of people and friends that don't value their health. I guarantee you, your weight loss journey will be significantly more difficult when you're spending time with people that don't prioritize their health. If you're the guy, if you're the lady that's going to the restaurants and going to the bars and going to the places with friends and just trying to have strong willpower around those people to be the one making the right choices, I'm telling you right now, it's a recipe for failure. I've seen this movie. I know how it ends. I've seen it over and over and over when people just are in an environment of people that makes it difficult for them to be able to make good choices. So if you want to fail at a diet, keep running around with people that don't prioritize their health. It's a surefire way for you to fail. Number 4, find something that works and then quit doing it because of the next shiny object that somebody told you about and go try something different. Just hop from one thing to the next. When you find something that works, just go try something different. Do it for a few weeks, feel good about it, but then go try something new. I see that a lot too. Find something that works and then go to something else, go try something different. That's a great way to fail at your weight loss efforts. Number 3, keep doing things that haven't worked, but expect different results. What's the definition? We've all heard this a million times. What's the definition of insanity? To expect different results after doing the same thing over and over again, that's insanity. If something is not working and you've been trying a specific thing and it simply doesn't work, don't expect to just magically wake up one day and it work. So you want to fail at a diet, keep doing something that's not working, but expect different results. Number 2, we're almost there. We're almost to number 1. Number 2, take advice from people who aren't successful in their own health. You can apply these principles that we're going through here with this inversion thinking to just about everything in life. If you want to fail at a weight loss plan, take advice from people that are failing at their weight. Take advice from people that are not successful in their health. I mean, think about this. Would you take financial advice from somebody who's broke? Would you take advice if you were trying to quit drinking alcohol? Let's say you were an alcoholic. Would you take advice from someone else that struggles with alcohol? Or would you want to ask advice from somebody that has kicked alcoholism in the butt and has healed from that disease? We do this all the time when it comes to weight loss and when it comes to health. We take advice from people that we have no business taking advice from. They're not the people to talk to because they're not successful. Don't ask your broke friends how to make money, and don't ask your unhealthy friends how you can get healthy. It's ignorant. Stop it. Just stop. And the number one way to fail at your health and at your weight loss goals, quite frankly, start tomorrow. Start tomorrow. Keep kicking the can down the road. I'm going to start next week. I'm going to start that diet after holiday. Oh, I'm going to start. Everything's in the future. And we just keep kicking the can down the road and kicking the can down the road and kicking the can down the road. Next thing you know, we look up a year, 2 years, 5 years later, and we haven't done anything about our health. It's just getting worse and worse. So if you want to fail at your health goals and at your diet, just start tomorrow. Now, let's go backwards. Let's flip all this on its head. And let's just start at the top. The number one way that you can succeed at your weight loss goals is to start today. Start today. Stop putting it off. Stop kicking the can down the road. Start today. Period. No more excuses. Number two, you want to succeed at your weight loss? Take advice from people that have successfully lost weight. And here's the kicker. Maintain that weight loss. Don't go to your friend that lost 40 pounds on keto 2 years ago and ask them how to do keto, but they've gained 60 pounds back. Come on. Get advice from people that have A, lost the weight, and B, have maintained their weight loss. Those are the people you want to be talking to. All right, number three, we talked about doing things the same way and expecting different results. If something's not working, stop. Find something that works for you. Not everybody's bodies are different. How many of you have ever had a friend, a girlfriend, a guy friend, a family member, somebody that's doing some sort of weight loss plan, some sort of diet, and they're being really successful, and you think, well, if it works for them, it'll probably work for me. And then you go try it and it doesn't work for you. Everybody's bodies are different. We're all designed differently. Our genetics are different. Our blood types are different. There's so much that goes in to what works for an individual, that not everything that works for somebody is going to work for you. All right. So find something that works for you. All right. Okay. We talked about finding something that works for you and then quitting and trying something different. So we flip that on its head. You want to be successful in your weight loss journey? When you find something that works, stick to it. Stick to it. About 3 weeks ago, give or take 2 or 3 weeks ago, I got a text message from a client that had lost over 10 pounds in their first month. And I couldn't believe I was reading this. It was like blowing my mind. They said, this is just not working for me. I'm going to try something different. They had lost double digit in pounds in less than a month. And they were telling me, this is just not for me. I just can't do this. And they went over to try something different. Guys, if you find something that's working, stick with it. Stick with it. All right. Number 5, we talked about the environment. If you want to be successful in your weight loss journey, if you want to be successful in your health, run around with people, spend time with people that are like-minded, that pursue health, that value health, that live a healthy lifestyle. Make friends with those people. Go join an Orange Theory. Go join an F45. Go join a CrossFit class. Go find a gym. Meet some people that are doing what you want to do and hang out with those people. Birds of a feather flock together. My grandma told me that in my entire youth. When you spend time with people that are going to prioritize health, that's going to make your journey that much easier. All right. Number 6, we talked about being impatient. Expecting 20, 30, 40 years of poor choices to be fixed in a matter of months. So the flip side of that is this. You've spent all these years, all these decades putting this weight on. Be patient as it's coming off. It's not going to happen overnight. Be patient. Once it starts working, just stick with it. Trust the process. I say trust the process at least once a week to somebody that I'm coaching. Trust the process. All right. Number 7, we talked about using exercise as your primary method of weight loss. Well, on the flip side of that, make exercise a portion, make it a part of your journey, because exercise and fitness is critically important, but prioritize your nutrition in front of your exercise and your fitness aspect of the journey. All right. They say, you hear this statistic all the time, 80% of your results are in the kitchen, 20% are in the gym. Keep that mindset. Know that 20% is important. It's really, really important that you exercise and you get nice levels of activity on a daily basis, but put it in its place. Know that nutrition, by and large, is the overwhelming priority. It should be the overwhelming priority in your journey. All right. Number 8, we talked about ruin 6 days of progress with a cheat day. Don't have a cheat day, guys. So let's flip it on its head. How do you want to succeed? Do not have a cheat day. If you want to have an item, you want to have on that 7th day, you want to have a thing, a piece of cake, a bowl of ice cream, some Oreo cookies, whatever your thing is, some pizza. You want to have a couple of beers. There's a couple of things that you would really like to enjoy. Keep it to a minimum. Have that one thing once a week just to blow off a little steam, release a little bit of pressure from the valve, but don't have a cheat day because that's going to slow you down significantly if you just go absolutely bonkers every Saturday or every Friday. Okay. Have one thing maybe just to reward yourself for a great week, but lock right back in and don't ruin a week with one day. Number 9, prioritize your sleep. I said it before. 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure that helps with your hormone levels. It helps with your ghrelin, the weight loss. You'd be surprised. A significant portion of fat loss actually takes place during sleep. It doesn't necessarily happen while you're exercising or while you're doing things in your daily routine. You actually lose a significant amount of your fat loss while you're sleeping. So that's a whole nother reason. Prioritize sleep. And then number 10, at the very end of the list, we talked about eating carbs in the morning as a way to ruin your weight loss. On the flip side of that, have protein first thing in the morning. Here's a couple things that protein is going to do for you first thing in the morning. Number 1, it's going to get your protein synthesis signal turned on. Your body's going to start making muscle. If you're exercising, protein synthesis is going to be what's going to heal and recover your body. And it's also very satiating. So if you eat your protein in the morning, that's going to have a really powerful impact on your hunger levels going into the mid and late mornings so that you can not be hungry and want that snack an hour or 2 hours after you eat your breakfast. So prioritize protein in the morning. You know, in America, we prioritize, and this is just a ridiculous marketing thing, but we prioritize carbs. Our entire culture is based on cereal, pancakes, jelly and toast and honey and toast and bagels and muffins and oatmeal. And then the list goes on. Orange juice and apple juice and all the things that we tell people this is what you should have for breakfast. And they're all carb heavy and they're all pumping insulin into your bloodstream. And the next thing you know, you're trying to lose weight and you're pumping carbs into your body first thing in the morning and you can't lose weight because you got insulin high. It's just oh my gosh, it's a downhill effect of negative things that happens when we prioritize carbs and eat heavy carbs in the morning. So flip that on its head and prioritize protein first thing in the morning. Get your protein in right out of the chute. Within an hour of waking up, get protein into your body so that your body will trigger muscle protein synthesis, and you'll start building muscle, repairing muscle from your workouts. But ignore the carbs in the morning and prioritize your protein. So guys, these are some practical things that 100% of you can do if you're trying to lose weight. I hope it's helpful for you. Obviously, if you need any guidance, if you have any questions, if there's anything I can personally do to help you with your journey, I'm easy to find. In the show notes of this podcast, you can find my website, you can find my social media. I'd love to connect with you and just give you some tips and maybe coach you. That's what I love doing, is coaching people on their health journey. So you guys have a fantastic week. I appreciate you swinging by. And until next week, I'm out.